Shifting gears, a year ago we started to see the emergence of serious helium development here. And currently we're seeing similar things happen with lithium.
Yeah.
In the last 16 months, we've seen 3 companies drill exploratory wells, and a total of 6 have emerged acquiring land. Lithium also appears to have a much, much larger potential, especially compared to helium, if they could work out the extraction technology. What are your thoughts on these new industries?
I think there's the first stuff extracted sitting on my desk there as we speak. That came over here with the Minister of Energy a while ago. I think this is great work by the industry, and really speaks to the innovation of Saskatchewan companies and ultimately Saskatchewan people that are working in this industry. Lithium is one of the needed products into the future. There's a number of other rare earth elements. Helium also is one of the products, not for energy, but is very much going to be needed into the future. And just I think it speaks to the opportunity that we have in Saskatchewan. We're still going to need oil. But we're going to need all of these other products as well, and the world is going to need them. And even today, when you look at, the food, fuel, and fertilizer that we produce and then supply to over 150 countries each and every year, you start adding products to that. Where we're going is just even better than where we've been the last decade or so in this province. And we're going to firm up at some point in this nation and realize that the oil industry is among the most sustainable in the world. And we're going to have some policies at some point that are going to allow for that industry to operate and reinvest. Maybe not in the next few years, but at some point in the next decade, we are going to have that opportunity. We have a vibrant mining industry, whether it be potash mining, uranium mining, whether it be copper mining. We have net zero copper mine proposed. We have an agriculture industry that is again and aggressively climbing the value-added food chain. And so, I think the production of lithium, using essentially innovative technology that we already are using in the oil industry, is just speaks volumes to what Saskatchewan people essentially at the end of the day are capable of when presented with a challenge, a task, or an opportunity. And they just do so well in this space, and this is another example of that.
So I'm currently doing a series on it. It's actually very in-depth, and it's about 17 stories and about a third of the way through it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I discovered is that one of the companies is working on, they're currently at the pilot stage. Once they get to the commercial stage, they hope they can have plants that can produce 10 tons of lithium a day. And lithium a year ago was $29,000 a ton. And this year it's been around $65,000 a ton. Now that's spot price, that's not permanent contract. But let's say on permanent contract you get for $30,000 a ton, times 10 tons a day, that's $300,000 a day for one facility.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's good. I do, because it isn't just the production facility or the processing facility that is the cost. There's jobs all the way up and down the line, and these are industries that I think are part of the future for our province. We often talk about food, fuel, and fertilizer, and when you look at in particular on the fuel side or the energy side, what we produce today, it's going to be needed for a while. Like oil is not going anywhere, despite what some folks will tell you. We need to continue to push and push the carbon emissions out of every barrel that we produce, and we're doing that in this province. But there is a need for additional energy sources, and lithium is going to be part of filling that need. Our rare earth elements are going to be part of, the battery technology that comes that is coming along, and so our uranium and nuclear power is going to fill a growing need for energy into the future, and we have all of that right here. And so we have the fuel of today, but we also have the fuel of tomorrow in our province. And so the future in the next number of months and in the next number of decades in this province looks so very bright, and it's incumbent on us as a government to start to map and plan out how this growth is truly going to benefit everyone from corner to corner in the province of Saskatchewan.
You might have to modify your model there to be food, fuel, and batteries.
Yeah.
Food, fuel, fertilizers, and batteries. Doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Yeah, the rare earth piece is interesting as we look ahead. But so is like lithium and helium. Are industries that in fairness, 10 years ago, we weren't talking about a whole lot in this province. And in 10 years from now, I think we're going to be talking about them an awful lot in this province.
So it's funny you mention it about the 10 years, because that's my last question here. A key part of this lithium development has been the pioneering research by Saskatchewan Geological Survey, part of the Ministry of Energy and Resources, who have been working on this for 11 years, a particular geologist by the name of Gavin Jensen. Mm-hmm. And I had a conversation with him back in 2013. And he said, there's lithium in these brines and all this water that's coming up.
There's oil in them hills.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, back then, he said, well, price is around $6,000 to $7,000 a ton, and it could go up. It tripled from what it was before. And then, like I said, it was up to 21,000, 29,000. Now it's 60 to 80,000. So, and then similarly, assistant chief geologist Melinda Yurkowski spent a decade working on helium. And most of the foundational work that's been done from her work has turned into the helium development now, and Gavin's work is turned into lithium development now, and everyone says that's where it all came from. So these provincial geologists have been plugging on this literally for decades. And new industries are spawning as a direct result. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think we're thankful, for just individuals, again, in the public service that put their province in the development of our natural resources first. There's, individuals that, in addition to these two, but many on their teams and across government that, really, really are pushing at the very edges of innovation, technology, and opportunity, I would say, for this province as we look ahead. And so, these are two industries that are an example of tremendous opportunity, that I think financial opportunity that's going to come to Saskatchewan, tremendous opportunity to further provide the world with security of supply. But the same is happening in the rare earth space. This is how we built a uranium industry a number of decades ago, a potash industry decades previous to that. And so we're just very fortunate, not only to folks in the public service, but folks that are working in all of these industries, as they're not only, pushing the boundaries on new elements that we can produce here in Saskatchewan, but pushing the boundaries on how we produce them. And, that is the Saskatchewan story. That's why we're moving forward with our Sustainable Saskatchewan branding. The fact of the matter is the products that we're producing here are as sustainable, and in most cases more sustainable than any other product you can find on Earth. That's true in oil, it's true in agricultural products, it's true in mine products, and that's something that we can be very, very proud of in this province, and I know we are, not just what we produce, but how we produce it. And we would invite all Canadians to be equally as proud, because when we send these products to the 150 plus countries around the world, they go with a Canadian maple leaf on them.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think I'd just say Merry Christmas to you and your family, and to all of your listeners as well. We have a choppy couple of years, personally, professionally, in whatever we do, but we have some smooth sailing ahead of us, and opportunities are coming. And I just think that the statement that Saskatchewan is now the place to be as opposed to be from has never been more true than today, and what's coming in the next number of years.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.